I'm John Shainman in St. Lucie County, where a cold case from 1985 has been solved. So why do family members of the victim feel that justice hasn't been served?
I really wish it would have come out different.
Charlene Traeger thumbs through weathered newspaper clippings from a terrible time in 1985. She was 13.
It's still hard to even think about that moment. It was a very raw moment.
She was told her uncle, Michael Pritchett, had been shot and killed, along with his fiancée, Teresa Whitmire.
He was the only male on the planet that I really felt safe around.
Their bodies found in this home between Port St. Lucie and Fort Pierce. That property today looks like this. The trail for the couple's killer went cold over the years.
We never really stopped. We would always call at birthdays. We would call at the anniversary.
But in 2020, Detective Paul Taylor with the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office brought out the case file to give it a fresh set of eyes.
Once I started going through that case, I started finding a lot of information about a possible suspect.
Detective Taylor found that some anonymous tips had come in a few years after the crime with information that had never been made public. This guy slipped through the cracks back in the 80s.
He absolutely did.
Taylor, who along with retired state attorney Bruce Colton has closed 7 cold cases, hoped to do the same here.
I kind of disregard anything that the other detectives have come up with as far as suspects, because I don't want to get tunnel vision on somebody that they thought was the suspect.
Detective Taylor says that only 7% of all law enforcement agencies in the U.S. have a dedicated cold case unit, and just 2% of all cold cases are eventually solved. Taylor's work led him to a trailer home in Hall County, Georgia, where he came face to face with the man he believes committed the murders over a $90 drug debt.
I've been in law enforcement a long time, and you always hear that, oh, their face turned white. This was the first time that I ever really saw it.
The suspect denied he knew the murdered couple. Detective Taylor took what he had gathered to both local and state prosecutors, but could not get an arrest warrant, due in part to the degradation of the evidence.
The state attorney's office said, you know, this guy did it, but there's not enough there. All of these witnesses that came forward over the years, they're all dead.
Learning the suspect was in poor health, of small comfort to Charlene Traeger.
He shouldn't get a pass just because he's sick now. He had 38 years of Christmases and birthdays and all of these things that Mike and Teresa didn't get.
While the case is officially closed, it is not closed in Detective Taylor's mind.
Very frustrating. There's been many times where I've kind of broken down on this case.
And for now, it goes no farther, an unsatisfying conclusion.
That is almost worse than just not knowing who he was.
John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.